and say, yikes, I can't do math anymore. I want you to see this hard math problem and say, oh, Miss Kessler, I am up for the challenge. Remember we have our superheroes, that's our theme in our classroom. A superhero's not going to say, oh, tough math problem, forget it, and run away. They're going to say, oh, tough math problem? I'm up for the challenge. So if you are up for the challenge, so show me your superhero second grader face. Okay, if you're up for the challenge, show me your muscle. If you are up for this challenge, kiss your muscle. If you are up for the challenge, kiss your ring. If you are up for the challenge, put your hands in your lap. If you are up for the challenge, show me that you're looking at the board. If you are up for the challenge, make sure your hands are up. Now, I have this number written in two ways. One way is on a base 10 block chart. Another way is writing it the super smart second grader way, right? So the top number, the number on the top of my chart, says 347. 347. The number on the bottom shows what? Who can tell me that one? Medina. Excellent job. 129. Now, what happens when we're rolling the dice and we're playing add on to our base 10 blocks? What happens when you get 10 ones? What does it change to? Justin. Changes to a 10. So anytime you see 10 ones in the ones place, you have to change that into a rod. If I have 7 ones and 9 ones, can I group those together to make 10? I totally can. Watch. I grouped them together. I have 9 plus 1, that gave me 10. I took that whole 10 and I put that over in the tens place. Do you see how I did that? Raise your hand if you don't see it. Okay, so I took these 10 ones and I put it in the tens place. So now, when I counted, I had 7 ones plus 9 ones. Ayana, make sure you're focused. And that equaled 110 and 6 ones. Watch how I found that. I grouped 10 together, right? 9, 10. I took those out and I turned it into a rod. But I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left in the ones place. So I put that in the ones place. When I wrote it the super smart second grader way, where did I write the 110? Sahara? Yeah, I wrote it right on top of the 4. I had to write it like a soldier, right? They have to be super straight numbers. And I had to put it in the tens place because it became a rod. When I put it in the tens place, I have to put it in the tens place the super smart second grader way as well. Medina's showing me this. Wow, Medina and Taylor, you've already seen this before? Whoa! Huh! This is so strange. I never knew you knew this. Okay, well, let's continue then. So, if I have 6 left over in the ones place, after I added, and I added 1 to the tens place, now I have to add the tens up. So now I go and I say I have 1 10 plus 4 tens plus 2 tens. How come I added 3 numbers in the tens place? Sasha.
Because I had the numbers in the tens place because you can't put the 1 in the hundreds place, then it will make like a much bigger number than
Well, I had 10 ones. How come I put a rod in? Why didn't I put 100 in or a flat in? Alexis.
because you want it to be 100. I mean 400.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you just listen, okay? So go ahead and put your hands down. Some of you already know this, which is awesome, but some of you don't, so I need you to listen, okay? I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units, those tiny, tiny base 10 blocks, the units that stand for 1. I took 10 of those and I stacked them on top of each other. When I stack them on top of each other, it turns into a rod. So I had to take those, and since it turned into a rod, I had to put it in the tens place, because 1 rod is equal to 10. If I had 10 rods and I put them together, that would be equal to 100. But because I had to stack 10 ones, and I stacked them one on top of another, that turned into a rod, so I had to put it in the tens place. Okay? So now I have that 1 that we made, right, when we stacked all those ones up. Now I have that 10 that we made. We have the 4 that we started with. And we have 2 that we started with, so now we have to add all these together. So let's add them together now. Let's count them up. Are you ready to count with me? Show me a wiggly finger if you're ready. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when we add 1 10 plus 4 tens plus 2 tens, that equals 7 tens. So now we have 6 in the ones place, 7 in the tens place. Now we have to count the hundreds place. We just had 7 tens. Can I put 7 together to make 100? No. So now I just count 3 hundreds plus 100. Okay? Irene, can you count with me? 400. Where would I write the 4 if I'm adding it? Tony. In the hundreds place. Let's look. So now my answer is 476. Okay? Let's try one more. Remember, I have to write it 2 different ways. One way is going to be with my chart. One way is going to be the super smart 2nd grader way. Why am I drawing a line on my chart, Alexis? Just to show the rest smarty pants. We're going to have 2 different numbers. So I'm going to have the number 127. How many hundreds do I write up here, Jasmine? 100 here. How many tens do I write? 3 tens. And how many ones do I write? 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the bottom, Yuki, how many hundreds do I have? On the bottom, how many hundreds do I have? I'm tapping my ear so that you're listening. You have 100. How many tens do I have, Yuki? Excuse me, 2. And how many ones do I have, Yuki? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm ready to add. Maya, make sure you're watching, okay? I'm going to change it to green, okay? Now, when I'm adding, if I see that I can stack 10 together, I want to circle those 10. So let's start counting. I have 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to circle these. And I'm going to bring it over to the tens place. Why do I bring it to the tens place, Alexis?
You have all of those at the bottom with 3. 7 plus 3 is 16.
I had 10 units and that made 1 rod. So I put that here, but I'm left with how many in the ones place?
3.
So I had 3 in the ones place and 1 in the tens place. So 6 ones plus 7 ones gave me 13 ones. And I can regroup that by saying 1, 10, and 3 ones. You guys see that? All right. Now let's look at the tens. Now I have 3 numbers in the tens place that I have to count. I have 1 10 plus 3 tens plus 2 tens. Okay? Now I'm going to add them all together. Irene, are you ready to count with me? Show me your wiggly finger. Ready? 6 tens, so I make sure I'm writing it in the tens place. I had 6 tens. Now what do I have to do, Sahara? I have to count the hundreds, and this looks super easy. Jasmine, I bet you could just look at it right away and tell me what 1 plus 1 is. 1 plus 1 is always 2. What is the answer to this number? This question, Jelani. 263. I'm going to have you go back to your seats. I want you to try one of these problems on your own. Miss Busari and I are going to come around and check it. Okay? I want you to do this inside. Are you ready for my directions? You're going to do it inside of your number bond math journal. Okay? Your addition problem today that I want you to do is 317 plus 128. Okay? I want you to do this inside of your math journal, the new number bond math journal. Where you see the picture, you're going to do your base 10 block chart and the Super Smart Study Grader way. Okay? Just like we did for this problem. This would all go inside the picture, then you're going to fill out